Dools. It's a spicy one today.
It's the temp's creeping up. It really is. I mean, Friday was a stinker, mate.
It was
an absolute stinker.
It was. I went to the races yesterday, but it was just fucking gorgeous weather.
Did you suit up? You got to suit up.
I did.
You got to suit up for the races.
You got it.
That's what I heard. You wanted a little bit of quiche.
Yeah, man.
Pelsh?
My man Stanley got me there.
Good on him.
Stanley and Jack Nicholson.
Earnings in total. Give it to me. Come on. Don't be shy.
Like profit or total earnings? Profit is $320 profit.
Very good.
That's not bad.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
That's purchased Call of Duty Modern Warfare for me.
There you go. Multiple times if you want.
Oath. So you went to like you saw this Amazon Prime special.
Mm-hmm.
For all these games, if you pre-order it with Prime, you get $5 off free shipping.
Free ship. Like, yeah, Prime customers get free shipping regardless, but they're doing a deal for the video games. Pre-order, get an extra $5 off. It's like, okay, it's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
And you get guaranteed that you get it on the...
Yeah, and they guarantee same-day delivery as well.
Same-day delivery.
They guarantee it.
Yeah, so the game came out Friday. How much have you played of it?
You know, I mean, does Let's Plays count, Does watching Let's Plays count?
No, they don't.
That'd be 0 hours,
You...
So it didn't come.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
It didn't show up. I've already given customer service an earful. Look, I don't like being that guy. I don't like being the guy who's going after the customer service rep. But at the same time, it's fucking Amazon, the richest company. I think they're just behind Apple, but they're basically the richest company in the world. They can cop it. They can give me a voucher or something to compensate. Apparently, they do that all the time. If they miss a guaranteed delivery window, so we'll see. I have a few more because of the deal, and because I think the deal is like available for a finite amount of time. I pre-ordered a couple of games while I was at it. The next one is Death Stranding. If that does not arrive on the day, I've learned of a little hack. I don't know if I should say it, but no one's listening. But basically, I can take advantage of EB Games' return policy, where they have a 7-day return policy, and I'll just go get it from EB Games.
That's so shitty.
If it doesn't show up, if it's not delivered, I'll go get it from EB Games, and then I'll just return the one Amazon sent me to EB Games. So I'll give them one more chance. But if they fuck it up again, then it's like I'll go cancel them, and it's a shame, man. Because all these games are released on a Friday, so you just won't see them until Monday or Tuesday.
It's true.
Anyway, so yeah,
it's true.
Anyway,
I'm gonna go.
First world problems.
I'm gonna go pick up Modern Warfare today.
Nice. Campaign's meant to be excellent.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. Like I miss a good COD campaign.
Yeah, this one they're angling for more of a controversial kind of like, oh, you know, like you're going to be doing some very kind of like morally grey stuff. That's kind of like
That's my bread and butter. Love that shit.
Well, yeah, okay. So your bread and butter. So I mean that's exciting because I mean COD campaign's always just fun gameplay wise, but they've never really tried to like have a message or anything because like who the fuck is looking at Call of Duty, the annualized shooter, for a message. Anyway,
how's your week, Dools?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Good.
What'd you get up to?
Oh, I saw a few flicks. I think should we quickly talk about The Shining?
Yeah, so we
saw?
Yeah, we went to our old school theatre near us and watched the extended edition of The Shining.
So I couldn't. Yeah, did you pinpoint the parts that you thought were like inserted? That
I was like after you told me you think this bit and this bit, I'm like, yeah, that could make sense.
Yeah.
I thought the moment where
I think there might have only been 10. Yeah, maybe 10 minutes tops. 15.
Max. There was like little scenes where I'm like, oh, that was unnecessary. Then I'm like, that's probably extended.
Yeah.
Like when Danny and Wendy are in the room, and she's like, I'm gonna go talk to Dad, and then we'll get out of here. I don't think that was in the original. I'm pretty sure like that bit's just cut. But yeah, everything else, it just flowed so well. It's a fucking masterpiece, that film.
I forgot how like raw and fucking powerful Jack Nicholson's performance.
Didn't even get nominated.
That's crazy to me. I mean, so that's stigma around horror films. Even if it's Stanley fucking Kubrick, who at the time already had a suite of just phenomenal films under his belt.
Yeah.
It's just that stigma around horror films, still really existed back in that day. Even though I feel like it transcends, not that there's anything wrong with the horror genre, but let's be honest, it does have that kind of
stigma.
And reputation about it, like cheap jump scares, silly costume villains, etc. and so on. But I mean, this kind of transcends that in the best way possible.
No, it's more of a psychological thriller.
Yeah, that's true. And I guess it's horror in the sense that there's just some very jarring imagery at points, and can get bloody and gruesome, etc. But yes, I mean, even Kubrick couldn't break the mold in that regard, and Nicholson not getting. I would be interested to go and see the nominees for that year, because that's one of the best performances I've seen in film. Period.
Because I looked it up, and the person that won the actor was Robert De Niro for Raging Bull.
Okay, well, I can't. I think there's an added layer to that performance because of the physical transformation he had there as well.
Yeah.
So I can kind of get that. I'm not going to argue against it. But again, it'd be interesting. Yeah, so you're pulling out the nominees?
Best Actor, so Robert De Niro for Raging Bull won. Robert Duvall for The Great Santini was nominated. John Hurt for The Elephant Man. Jack Lemmon for Tribute. And Peter O'Toole for The Stuntman. That's it.
Well, have you seen any of those? I haven't.
I've seen The Elephant
Robert Duvall,
Man.
I know, phenomenal actor. Peter O'Toole also, but haven't heard the other guy.
John Hurt. You know John Hurt.
Oh, I know William Hurt. Oh, okay, yeah. I wonder if they're related. Okay, well, I don't know. That's hard to tell. I haven't seen those films, so.
Yeah, that's right.
But at the same time, it's like Shawshank Redemption, not Oh no, wait, was it? I think it's just anyway. So yeah, it's like Shawshank Redemption losing to Forrest Gump. It's like Forrest Gump's good, but
Forrest Gump's fantastic, but I agree.
But come on.
Let me look up. So it was the 1995 Oscars.
No, that would have been 4, I believe.
It came out in 4, so it would have been the 1995.
Is that how they do it though? Even though
See, Tom Hanks won in the leading role.
Wow. Okay, yeah. So The Shining is excellent. They've been doing these 4K extended cut screenings in anticipation of Doctor Sleep, which I'm sure we'll see. Well, we won't be. Well, we might see it opening day. We'll see it after another film, which we're very excited for. But
yeah, dude, let's fucking do it. We both got the day.
Yeah. If we don't get those other tickets, which I doubt we will, but or if there isn't a Wednesday session or anything.
Yeah, let's do that. That totally makes sense.
Yeah, so I mean, I thought it was. I hadn't seen it in so long, so some parts of the film I was like, "Fuck!" I must have. I had to I was having a mind blank. I wasn't sure if I'd seen this part of the film or not, but so it was almost like seeing it for the first time again. It'd been that long since I'd seen it, but I actually think, in addition to it just being, if we're counting it as a horror film, maybe my favorite horror film of all time, maybe my favorite Kubrick film of all time. I really
it's
like
either
it.
that or Doctor Strangelove for me. I love Doctor Strangelove.
I like Doctor Strangelove quite a bit as well. I think if Kubrick's second would have to be Full Metal Jacket for me. And I still need to see Space Odyssey. I actually haven't seen 2001 Space Odyssey, but
Space Odyssey's pretty rad.
And that stuff's right up my alley. So yeah,
Space Odyssey has a last 20 minutes that's just fucking bonkers. Where it's just a light show for full 20 minutes.
That's awesome.
It's nuts, but you got to see it in the big screen. They show it at the Orpheum every now.
Yeah, they do. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm just waiting for the next one of those because I'm not going to bother watching on my fucking laptop, even though that's the way some people prefer it as, but not me.
Yeah, not us. We saw Zombieland 2.
We did double tap.
What'd you think?
I liked it a lot. Yeah, it's. I think it's a fine follow up to the first one, which did it need a sequel. Maybe not, but I'm glad it did.
Yeah.
I think it's like a comedy sequel as well. it's like that's always going to be a hit or miss. Like it can only go one way or the other.
Zombieland 2. I was not Zoolander 2. Sorry.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, Anchorman 2.
You didn't like Anchorman 2?
Not nearly as much as the first one.
Yeah, no, it's not bad though. It's not bad.
The bit where he adopted a shark, Dobby the shark.
I'm gonna watch that again. Anchorman's a classic.
Nothing.
I would go for even though it would probably be pretty bad because it seems Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly make the sloppiest films as of late. Did you ever end up seeing Holmes and Watson?
I watched the first 10 minutes on Netflix.
Oh, dude,
it was just atrocious.
Let's just say that I don't think I could have watched that film if it weren't for the fact that I was heavily under the influence at the time.
You were lighting church candles. You're lighting church candles. Yeah, nice.
Gonna have a little bit of incense on hand. Yeah, so I feel like as much as I would love a Step Brothers 2, because I feel like out of those kind of movies, that would be a great sequel. You just know it wouldn't be good. But it's like, fuck it, I don't care. Like, I just want to see Dale and Brennan again. Yeah, Zombieland 2. So I think, yeah, a ton of fun. I like this idea that I think in the press tour, what's her name? Emma Stone.
Yep.
Was like, yeah, we should just do a Zombieland sequel every 10 years. It's like, yeah, because it's literally been 10 years. It's like, Jesus.
It would be epic.
So, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just those guys kind of like, it was just like picked up right, or not, obviously not timeline-wise, because one of the characters had noticeably aged. Otherwise, you probably could have made it so that, because they didn't really look that much older.
No.
But Woody Harrelson, Jesse Eisenberg, Abigail Breslin, Emma Stone, yeah, I mean, they all just fit their characters like a glove again.
Absolutely. I love how much this movie knew exactly what it was.
Oh, yeah, it was very self-aware and meta.
Yeah,
in
100%. And it didn't do the same thing as the first movie, which I really liked.
Yeah.
It was like the storyline of this one, this isn't a spoiler, the Little Rock, who's Abigail Breslin, she really wants to meet people her own age, and she finds like a hippie guy who's completely against violence. It's kind of weird how he survived 10 years, but alright. And like basically falls in love with him, love at first sight, and like abandons everyone to go follow him, basically. And everyone else is like, we got to get her back. She's not safe. And that's basically that's basically the
yeah.
story.
I mean, at its surface, that's the plot. And obviously, they go on these mini adventures in between and before they find her and everything. And yeah, I mean, it's just a ton of fun. There's one scene which I think is probably like the best like little segment of the film is where, and the trailers already show you this, where Tallahassee and Columbus encounter their doppelgangers and are completely oblivious to the fact that
it's just on screen for way too long.
Oh yeah,
but it's so good.
There's this one back and forth with Columbus and his
I think
doppelganger.
it's Utah. I think it's Utah is his doppelganger.
Oh yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, and yeah, as you said, this bit goes on for way too long, but I was just having the best time.
It was so good.
I was like, even like the camera would occasionally cut to like Woody Harrelson and Luke Wilson, and they'd be like, and it almost seemed like they were breaking character for a second, because they were like, no, just like, what is going on? Like, this is insane.
But 100% go see it. It's so good.
Yeah, love Biz Zombieland.
Dools, one more thing before we get into news. Netflix show just came out last week. Paul Rudd starring Living With Yourself. So the whole concept is that there's a clone of Paul Rudd. Now we've seen Gemini Man. But this was a lot better. Gemini Man's good.
It was fine.
Gemini Man was good.
I don't know if we mentioned, so very expensive.
It's in my news.
Ang Lee. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Okay.
Don't worry, I've got a question leading from that news.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Living With Yourself, take the premise of Living With Yourself, correct me if I'm wrong, Dools, because I'm not, though, is that Paul Rudd's in a bit of a rut. He sucks at his job at the moment, his marriage is kind of on the rocks, and you can see he's a bit depressed and he's got high anxiety. And he's talking to one of his friends, co-workers, and they said that they went to this day spa, and ever since then, they've just been killing it at life, like getting the women, getting all like nailing it at work, everything like that. His home life, his mentality, perfect. So he goes to this day spa, pays an exorbitant amount of money, and what they do is that they clone someone and they kill the original person, so that the clone lives on.
Yeah.
But the clone has higher intelligence, higher happiness levels, less anxiety, less depression, and basically just is a upgrade of your current self.
Which I think, and they don't really explore why that is and what the key ingredient to this clone being so happy-go-lucky is. But I think it's just making fun of the fact that, like, they were literally born yesterday, and so it's just like, oh, well, you know, they don't know anything about the world yet.
Exactly.
So they're just like, you know, they're dumb and naive and just full of happiness and just can't, you know. And Paul Rudd, like, it's so good because, like, he walks out and he's literally just like, you know, like, breathing in the air and looking around, just being like, God, how good is this? Like, come on, guys. Like, putting his head out the window, being like, oh, just drink it in. Like,
yeah, you said that so this time they accidentally didn't kill the clone. So now there's 2 Paul Rudds.
Yeah, so I think the gas that they normally use to sedate and promptly kill. Yeah, I think it was like swapped with like, I don't know. Yeah, so it was faulty and didn't get the job done. And yeah, so 2 Paul Rudds hanging out. Look, so I think you quickly learn, I guess, by the end of the first episode, that this is not
a Paul Rudd comedy,
sitcom. No. Which, as much as I would have loved that, at the same time, I think like, well, you know, Paul Rudd, he's 50 something, and he doesn't need to be pigeonholed into that one character. But bits, there are moments, and you just know that, like, because this couldn't have been played by. It's not like the role is so much of Paul Rudd's, like anyone else couldn't have played it. Like, definitely, it's not like that
unique.
It's not like this incredibly powerful performance, but at the same time, there's like these little moments here and there where it's like you just see his signature humor and sense of humor come out, and you just know that that's just like him behind the scenes being like, but what if I do this, like, and just making these little amendments to the script. But I should say, he was on Conan, and he said what drew him to the project was that he just was able to keep reading it without, and like, because I think and he kind of like also exposed the fact that, like, in TV you're probably only just given the pilot initially, whereas he was given the whole script for the whole series, like, in one go, and he's just like, well, that was already a very good sign, because it's just like in TV a lot of the time apparently they're just writing it on the fly, which is understandable because there would be a lot to do, a lot to write. Yeah. But at the same time, if there's like a set plan from the get-go, that's a very good sign. And I think that's why I felt that as well. Like, it just like every episode flowed right into the other, and it was so easy to binge. I mean, apart from the fact that just like these, you know, cruisy half-hour episodes, just like I was able to mow through it so easily. But yeah, I think it's cool that we're seeing like these big name actors not afraid to like get into these little mini TV projects.
I think it's brilliant. But yeah, as you said, it's like I see it as a really great drama starring Paul Rudd with some Paul Rudd moments in there. Yeah, it's definitely a dramedy if that's a thing. No, totally. But there's the moment in the first episode where they're both the clone and himself are in the car driving back to the spa, and they just got this banter back and forth about like who was their first kiss. Yeah. And it was just fucking perfect because it was just 2 Paul Rudds being absolutely Paul Rudd. Yeah, because like for a moment you could see that they've forgotten about how bizarre the situation is. Yeah, he's there, he's sitting, and he's just like, "Man, do you remember?" And I'm gonna mess it up. It's like, "Man, do you remember Sarah from first grade?" It's like, "Don't get me started with Sarah." It's like, "Jeez." Like, you're like, "Oh my god!" Yeah, and they're kind of both like at the same time. Oh man, like, it's so good. It's so good. And if you're a Paul Rudd fan. Just imagine double that. Yeah. Double that. Exactly. And you've got yourself this show. Great watch. Dools, there's 11 days till the Irishman. Oh. It's time for News of the Week. Give me jingle. It's News of the Week. Let's get into it. Dools, there is only 4 items in the News of the Week. You didn't ask that last week, you know that? To give you a jingle? Oh, were you disappointed? I thought we'd matured beyond that, and I wasn't going to say anything, but anyway, you brought it back. Yeah, I did. It's great. I've only got 4 news articles because the topic of the week we're going to dissect the Star Wars trailer, which will probably take a bit more time. Ghostbusters is done filming, Dools.
Ah, how you feeling? This is your wheelhouse.
I'm
Paul Rudd again.
I'm optimistic. That's it. Like
So outline to me the reasons why you're optimistic.
director. It's the director of Juno. It's also the son of the.
Was that his last project?
No.
That's quite a bit of
But
time.
Juno's Oscar nominated though. Jason Reitman.
Do you want me to list the number
He
of
did Up in
directors
the
who have
Air.
been nominated for?
Oh, dude, he's done Juno, Up in the Air, Tully, The Front Runner. They're excellent films.
Yeah, Frontrunner was meant to be good. I never got around to it.
So yeah, that I'm
And
optimistic.
but he's is he writing this as well? Am I correct in?
Director, he's one of the writers. There's 2 writers. There's Gil Keenan, who's also written. Oh, you're not gonna like that.
Just tell me.
He's also written the remake of Poltergeist. And remember that?
Well, I haven't seen it. I mean, this you're the one who wants this film to be good. So I mean, it
I'm
doesn't...
praying it's good. And he wrote Monster House. Remember that movie? I
Oh,
love that. I
the
like that
fucking
movie.
animated one.
Yeah, I like that movie.
Oh, yeah, that was okay.
That was good.
Monster House.
But yeah, I'm optimistic because of that. I'm optimistic because of Paul Rudd. I like Finn Wolfhard. I think he's...
Yeah, he's fine.
And Bill Murray's going to be in it.
But at the same time, it can be a bit annoying. And Bill Murray, yeah, well, not just Bill, but Dan Aykroyd apparently. Well, Dan's actually apparently the only confirmed, and he let it slip that Bill was going to be in it. I think they just haven't confirmed. But obviously he's
Dan
in it.
always does that. He always fucking does
And
this shit.
and Sigourney Weaver also
yeah,
confirmed. So
they've said rumoured, but it's basically... It's like...
forgive me, I don't know his name, but is it Ernie or Bernie? Is he in it?
Ernie Hudson, I think.
Yeah.
Ernie Hudson. Yeah, Winston is the character.
Yeah, because he's the only other surviving. Because Harold Ramis obviously not around.
No. But I'm keen. I'm optimistic.
Okay, cool.
I'm optimistic.
Yeah.
And they're done filming, so we should get a sweet trailer soon.
Yeah, you should get a trailer soon. Have you got the other film that's also just finished filming in there?
And the other film, Dools, is Bond 25, No Time to Die, has officially finished filming.
So this is my Ghostbusters.
Yes, this is absolutely your Ghostbusters.
Oh, Has, please be good. Please. I just can't
Do you remember
take it anymore.
Leading
I
up to
can't.
Spectre,
I do remember.
we saw the trailer,
Let's
and
not-
you're like,
let's not-
Christoph
let's not
Waltz
take
is going
that
to get
walk
an
down
Oscar
memory.
for this. He's going to get an Oscar. Oh man, the Christoph Waltz is in it for maybe 15 minutes.
That I do not blame Christopher at all. Like
no, I
if that
blame the script.
yeah, he was given a lousy script. They made his character look cartoonish, just with like silly, silly the way they play with the lights,
Yeah.
and the lighting with his character, and making him shadowy and silly. And it was like they wanted to stay the course with the kind of grittiness this new Craig's Bonds had kind of taken. But at the same time, they wanted to introduce the camp back as well, like with Batista's character, and like and Oberhauser, who was kind of like just being like, oh, the hand behind it all, the architect of your pain, and it just all fell flat, like magnificently. And so I mean, the one thing that concerns me is although I do like the title, the one thing that concerns me is that it does kind of sound like they're gonna keep the camp.
Yeah,
I mean, don't you think that title kind of gives you that? It gives you
that 80s Bond vibe.
It harkens back to kind of the Roger Moore era, that fucking title. So,
like the Live and Let Dies and stuff.
yeah, exactly. So, obviously, we'll see. I'm one of the biggest Bonds fan there is. I'm gonna hold out hope. But Spectre was just, because that film is like, it's such a red herring, man. Because the way it opened with that one tracking shot, the Day of the Dead scene, and we're kind of looking at each other thinking like, holy shit, this is gonna be what we want it to be. And then it ends up spending an obscene amount of time dealing with this pathetically boring subplot purely based in London, where it's just like politics happening within MI6, and it's following Ralph Fiennes' character M, and how he's, there's an internal effort to oust him, and there's just all these things happening, and it keeps cutting back and forth with Bond's adventure and this thing. It's like, this is so unbelievably boring. I can't believe we're spending even a second of time dealing with this. Like, and yeah, it does. Bond does intersect with that subplot eventually, but not until the last 20 minutes, and where he's forced to come back to London. And fuck, man, I don't know. I just focus on Bond. It's never I can't. Can you think of another film where it's had another subplot like that, and they've thought that oh yeah, these other characters are well liked enough that we can. Ralph Fiennes is a fine actor, but Mum's not an interesting character.
No, I agree.
He's the mouthpiece for that which delivers Bond's missions. Judi Dench, as phenomenal an actress she was never on screen that much because it's a fucking Bond film. So anyway, we will see. What gives me a bit of pause is that Moneypenny's character is supposedly playing a larger role, and there's even talk of giving her a spin-off. I'm not going to touch that. So, I mean, I don't know, man. We'll see.
Imagine if it lives up. Imagine if, because it's a fantastic director, Cary Fukunaga. Fucked up that last name. Cary Fukunaga. No, Fukunaga. That's
Fuki Nagawaja.
No. Dools are going down a dangerous road here. But his last two things that he's directed was Maniac, the Netflix series, and before that was Beasts of No Nation.
And I think he directed the bulk of the True Detective season 1 episodes.
Yeah, if he didn't, he was a showrunner at least as well.
Could you quickly try and see who's writing the Bond film?
The new one?
Yeah.
Let me look.
Because I don't think this guy's a writer. But the thing is, I think Danny Boyle... Oh, no.
So there's 4 people.
Oh.
Robert Wade, who's also done Skyfall, Casino Royale, Spectre, Quantum... Yep. So he's back. Then we've got Neil Purvis, who's also done the same with him. We've got Scott Z. Burns, who's done Contagion, Bourne Ultimatum, The Informant, The Report that's coming out later this year, and Side Effects.
It's that's mostly Matt Damon movies. It's interesting.
And we've got Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Yeah, so I remember her being a high-profile hire for writing it. Apparently, she's written some good stuff.
Yeah, she's written Fleabag, which apparently is excellent.
Okay, well, we'll see. I mean, these are obviously not a team of writers working together. This is subsequent hires to refine the script and stuff.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
of course.
It's never a great sign. But at the same time, I think Danny Boyle was heavily involved with the story when he was initially attached to direct.
Was this when he wanted to kill Bond?
Yeah, so apparently Craig, who essentially hired him or pushed MGM and Sony to get him on board in the first place, promptly then said, "Get the fuck out." When his idea was, well, what if we kill you, Daniel? Daniel, what if we kill you? It's like, fuck off, mate. And what was Danny Boyle's last movie? The Beatles thing? Yesterday?
No, it was probably Oh, it would have been, yeah.
Yeah. Did you end up seeing that?
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Okay, cool.
But before that...
Never saw it.
Before that, he did Trainspotting 2.
Yeah.
So he's got a good, discography.
But,
filmography.
But yeah, would it translate to Bond? Probably. I think we'd probably get a weird campiness.
Yeah.
From But yeah, I think this is Carrie's first feature.
Ooh, let me look at that. Yeah.
So...
No, because he did Beasts of No Nation.
Sorry. Oh, okay, and that was the Idris Elba one?
Yes.
Oh, that was pretty good.
That was excellent. That should have been nominated.
That was actually really good. Okay, well, yeah, so we'll see. Again, hopefully this means trailer isn't too far off.
Yep, so before...
I gotta make sure I don't let myself get too excited this time around, because...
So he directed all 8 episodes of the first season of True Detective.
Oh, it's awesome. Oh, the guy has a phenomenal eye for cinematography as well.
And then Beast of No Nation, then Maniac, and then this.
Okay, cool. Yeah, he's done some really good stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's got a good resume. Good resume. Dools. Joker is now the highest grossing R-rated movie.
Wow.
As it should be.
Yeah, I think really well deserved.
How many times have you seen it?
I've seen it twice.
Has your opinion changed?
I didn't really change. I really liked it. I think it's just because like I didn't like it as much as you, that it seemed like I didn't like it that much. But like I thought it was fucking excellent.
Yeah.
The whole time I was like, wow. What my opinion has changed on, just really focusing on. I was able to really study Joaquin a bit more in my second viewing, and I think I might need to eat my words on the fact that I was like, at first I was like, that was really good. But I don't think his performance touches... Well, no, not touches, but like, I still think Leo is my personal pick for Best Actor this year from Once Upon. I think I might have changed my stance on that. I think there's just all the little...
mannerisms and stuff.
Yeah, just every little thing. Plus, I had seen a YouTube video of someone with... So that condition he has, it's a real condition. The uncontrollable laughing. And it's like a... Oh, there's a term for it, but it's a type of
psychosis.
Yeah, it's whatever kind of classification Tourette's has. It's in that same kind of category. But so I saw a YouTube video, and it's like identical. Like he like nailed it, and I'm like, wow, okay, that's actually fucking crazy impressive. Because at first I thought I found the laugh to be a bit on the nose and a bit much. And but yeah, and with the hindsight of that, and then with the second viewing, I was like, no, okay, this is like this guy. He isn't just putting on performance. He's become this character. It's like, so in that sense, he's like on Heath's level. Heath's still the better Joker though.
I think they're vastly different.
They are different, but I will still always just love that
That's
performance.
Because
I think as much as I love the film and Joaquin's portrayal, I still think at the core of the Joker, just like Batman, I think should never have killed in BVS, because that conflicts with the core of his character, which is that he is meant to be above the criminal. He's meant to never stoop to their level, just like Joker. I think,
but he did it. His
origin being, I don't fucking care about 1989 Batman. Get the fuck out of here. Comic book Batman. I mean, like, if we're really looking at his character. But I think the Joker being this character without motivation, you don't know who he is, you know fucking nothing about him. Just his origin and backstory being completely shrouded in mystery. That, I think, is always the best take on that character. He's just emerged out of fucking nowhere. You don't know what he wants. He tells you he doesn't want anything, and he just does. He just does whatever he wants. I mean, that will always be... That's why I think that will always be the best portrayal of Joker. But I think because I think this could have just been a film about an unhinged guy. Like, this could have been like the modern day Taxi Driver, which it kind of is.
Yeah.
And not have to be tied back to the character of the Joker, and it would still be this phenomenal film. Do you think we'd hold in? It wouldn't have made as much money, obviously, because it doesn't have that brand cachet. But do you think we would hold it in as high a regard? Do you think? I think that's an interesting question. Like,
maybe. It probably, as you said,
because we wouldn't have these predispositions about the character.
Yeah.
Because no matter what, even though we're meant to go in and kind of like have this blank slate, you can't help, especially people like us, you can't help but kind of draw comparisons to previous iterations.
No, of course. Like, there's yes and no. Like, yeah, we'd view it as a higher regard because we wouldn't have the previous comparisons. But no, because we wouldn't have the comparisons as well. Like, we could, like, the Joker laugh and just the fucking mental psychosis that he's going through, and you're like, this actually fits this character so much, and he's doing it perfectly. And that's why we, like, look at it as how high is what we actually do now.
It's a valid point, yeah.
But if you want to see this movie without the Joker in it, just go watch You Will Never Really Hit.
Yeah, fucking, yeah, Jesus.
That's...
He kind of had done this before, hadn't he?
100%.
The isolated, living with his mother, kind of unhinged lunatic. Yeah, fuck, there you go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Joaquin, man, you've been typecast, believe it or not.
Did you see all the... did you see there was two memes. One that I sent you that it was like two people shaking, where it was just like... Heath Ledger's the better Joker, Joaquin Phoenix the better Joker, and zooms in on the handshake. It goes Jared Leto shit.
Oh yeah. Speaking of Jared Leto, real quick, I don't know how accurate these stories are and how much truth is to them, but apparently he was working behind the scenes, like with his agent and stuff, really hard to try and stop this film being made, and just was like lobbying, well, not lobbying, but just kind of like, you know, getting his agent around the clock to like get onto DC execs, Warner execs, be like, don't fucking make this movie. Like, you know, I still deserve to be the Joker and play the Joker again, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know. And I mean, that's fucking really weird.
Yeah, it's really
and
weird.
So,
he's a really weird dude, though.
And look, part of me feels bad because, like, he is a phenomenal actor.
He
like,
is.
he's had some unbelievable...
He's an Oscar-winning man.
Exactly. So, I mean, he's had some unbelievable performances. And, you know, in another reality, he probably could have pulled off a phenomenal Joker. I think just Suicide Squad... I think they just took him in a terrible direction from the get-go. Like, there's that rumour that there's an extended cut where there is a lot more footage. Like, he said that they filmed a lot, like, hours of him. And obviously a lot would have been cut. But I don't know how much that would have changed the character. Like, he was meant to be like this just kind of like gangster kind of Joker, but just with a, you know, but who was also a bit weird and twisted at the same time. So, yeah, I don't know.
Do you remember the first trailer that came out of Suicide Squad?
Yeah, it didn't improve. We all thought it was, well, actually, no, I think we didn't. We actually all thought it looked okay. Like, it could be okay.
Yeah.
Because it was like having fun with Queen.
I'm gonna hurt you really, really bad.
Yeah, fuck.
I'm sick. Dill's last point of the news before we get into some galaxy action. Gemini Man is set to lose $75 million.
Whoa.
I want to ask you this question, Dills. Is the time of the movie stars done?
For Will Smith, it looks that way. I still think people are going to see Mission Impossible for Tom Cruise.
Yep.
So
I think people are going to go see a movie for The Rock.
Yeah, exactly. Jumanji got the pass it did because no one knew it was going to be a fun movie. Everyone actually was kind of, we're all in the same boat thinking, why are you touching, you know, the masterpiece that was Robin Williams' Jumanji? And then we saw that it was trying to be very different, but also be respectful of the first one. Plus, it had Kevin Hart and The Rock, two of the biggest movie, names in Hollywood.
And Jack Black.
in there. And Nick Jonas.
Yeah.
And so everyone gave it a pass. Everyone decided to see it because, well, we got to see what these two guys, you know, they're in the same movie together. It's a big deal. And, it turned out to be good. But, so I think there are exceptions. But I actually do think, for the most part, because, I mean, I don't know. Like, do you think people went and saw Once Upon because it was a Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt movie? I think those people exist, but I think it was mainly because it was a Tarantino. So I think the movie star, I think it exists in some verticals, but at the same time, I think it's the status. Like, people are going to go see Irishman because, oh, dude, it's the latest Scorsese movie.
It's also the Holy Trinity.
Exactly. Yes. Oh, so you're excluding someone. Al Pacino, obviously.
Oh, I mean the acting trilogy.
Yeah.
The acting Trinity. So
I would say the Trinity is Pesci, Scorsese, and De Niro because they've done Goodfellas and Casino and Raging Bull together. Pacino, which I didn't realize, it's crazy to think about. Him and Scorsese have never actually worked together before.
Really?
Isn't that weird?
That is
you would have
weird.
thought like Scorsese and his obsession with like Italian gangsters back in the day, but he only worked with De Niro.
Pacino's a fantastic bonus.
So I mean, so I think like it is a bit of a bygone era in some sense, but there are rare exceptions.
Yeah.
So I think beyond Tom Cruise, can you and The Rock, as you said, can you think of anyone? Like, I mean,
of like Brad Pitt, I would put up there. Same with Leo.
Well, Ad Astra apparently bombed.
Exactly.
So, well, that's what I'm saying. Can you think of anyone who?
Or anyone that would keep that.
Yeah. So I think he's an example like Will Smith, where it's kind of like, oh well, these guys don't pull in the crowds like they used to.
That's a good question. I'm going to see if Google can come up with anything.
So I think Yeah, I think Will Smith, who Once Upon a Time could easily draw a huge crowd. I think he probably played a bit of a role. I think maybe his last movie.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, actually, yeah, okay. I think the real test of that, I would say yes for the time being, but the real test of that is we'll see how Dr. Dolittle does.
Yeah, that looks great.
It looks like a lot of fun, but I think
everyone's giving that trailer so much shit.
The first post Iron Man. I have no idea what Dr. Dolittle's about, so I have no expectations. I never even saw the Eddie Murphy one.
They're great, but this is obviously so much different.
Speaking of Eddie Murphy, I completely forgot to mention it. We'll talk about it next week once you've seen it.
Yep.
Everyone watch Dolomite Is My Name on Netflix.
It's 96% on Rotten
This is not just the comeback for Eddie Murphy, but this is a fucking excellent feel-good movie. It's so much fun. There's no way you won't like it. So,
yeah. What about Mark Wahlberg?
No.
Vin Diesel? Samuel Jackson? Ryan Reynolds is getting to that point.
Samuel Jackson, I would say, yeah, right. Actually, Ryan Reynolds, I think actually you might be able to put up there.
He's getting there, definitely.
I think also maybe even to a small extent Tom Holland. Yeah. Ryan Reynolds is an interesting one. I would say I'm going to say no to Samuel Jackson just because he's just in fucking everything.
Yeah, he never says no.
Yeah, because I think I've never seen this before in my life. But remember how Shaft just went to Netflix after like 2 weeks?
Oh yeah.
What the fuck?
Did you ever watch it?
No,
dude, because it got like a 3 or 5 IGN. I was
did you? Yeah. It's like I don't restrict my time that much, but there's got to be limits. So yeah, I think that's an interesting. We could maybe dive into this topic a little bit more and kind of maybe explore what happened there. Is it? Yeah, I mean, like, is it? We've seen the blame streaming for everything, but I mean, the era of the movie star, is that just because actors are more? Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe is it because they're losing the mystery about them? Like social media has kind of made it that like we can just peer into these people's lives. We almost have unfiltered access to these people's lives now, depending on who's on social media. Or even if they're not, there's like constant interviews and stuff on YouTube you can look up. But it used to be that like you would only see these people whenever you went to the cinema. And so, but now it's like, oh, we see them all the time. It's not that big a deal.
That's true.
So I think, I don't know. I mean, yeah. So maybe it's just like that lack of allure and mystery now just means like, oh, well, we can fucking, who cares about the new Tom Cruise movie? Like, we got Top Gun on DVD and blah, blah, blah. Like, so yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. It is an interesting, thought-provoking question, Hans.
But do you agree when I say that you should just fucking go watch Gemini Man? It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. It is a lot of fun. I think, but it was also an exorbitantly expensive film to make.
Oh yeah, with
and
all
I
the
think
de-aging?
I think unfortunately people are less inclined to embrace new material, even though I think it's like based on a book and stuff. But I think they used I was about to say 40x cameras. That's not a thing. But they filmed it with IMAX and 3D cameras and. They use this, the de-aging technology obviously isn't cheap, and
not at all.
So I think the budget would have been huge. I think any other film, it would have made it. I think it just still would have made a respectable amount of money. But
when does this is a complete tangent, but it just came to my mind. When does Disney Plus launch for us?
I think it's like November 11 or 12.
We're close, dude. We're close because I'm hearing insane things about The Mandalorian.
Well, that doesn't sound right. It might actually be the 8th. I feel like it would launch on a Friday.
Let me look at it. I think we get it a week after. I have a feeling it's the 15th.
Oh, you might be right. Oh, okay. Well, that's a Friday then, so I think that sounds correct.
Disney.
Pretty sure it would be a Friday.
Australia launch day. We get it the 19th. US get it the 12th.
Okay. Alright.
It's fucking annoying.
Well,
Whatever.
that at least I think that'll mean we get 2 episodes of Mandalorian that'll binge. So,
yeah. Oh, dude, I'm hearing some insane things about Mandalorian.
Same, dude. I've avoided everything. I haven't seen the trailer. I've skimmed the trailer. I still have really no idea.
I heard the budget's like $20 to $30 million an episode.
Well, apparently it's even more for the MCU Plus shows. Like they're getting like more than a movie budget, pretty much.
Oh fuck.
Like 40, 50 million per episode. It's fucking insane. I think they're going to be like 6 episodes. Which also confirmed for Obi-Wan's, by the way. Neil McGregor said it's going to be
How
6
long's
episodes.
Mandalorian?
I'm not sure.
Hopefully, like 40. That's what I'm hoping for.
That's gonna be like Obi-Wan. I think could be a limited season, depending on whether they think there's more.
I think
story
Mandalorian's
going
gonna be an ongoing thing.
Oh yeah, it will definitely will be. Obi-Wan, you can imagine, is
Come
limited.
on. Speaking of Star Wars stalls, let's get into the topic of the week. So, the final trailer of Rise of Skywalker has come out. Should we just break it down, Dools? Well, first things first, what did you think of the trailer?
So, I loved it.
Yeah.
The music is just so.
I think it's the best music in any Star Wars trailer ever.
I mean, yeah, it's also it's bittersweet because it's John Williams' last,
Hurrah.
last time he'll be composing for a Star Wars film. But I think that's apt because they haven't had him do Rogue One and Solo, the two spin-offs. Because I think that's looking back, like, wow, maybe when it was first announced with Rogue One that they weren't going to do that, you could kind of be disappointed. But at the same time, with hindsight, it's like, well, no, now that we get to say John Williams' score is exclusive to the Skywalker saga, and then each new saga from now on can have its, while it's still the theme will still be very, that'd be fucking dope.
It'd be rad.
I think, yeah, that's yes.
I'm onto something.
But I think from now on we can just kind of like the new sagas can have their own sound, but obviously still keep that traditional kind of Star Wars sound at its core, but just like a new kind of like flavor or whatever. And it's smart. So I think, like, as sad as it is that John Williams, this is the last one, but it's like it ties a nice little bow in it. So, but at the same time, it'll never be topped.
No.
It'll never be topped.
Never be topped.
But I love the trailer. I think I still think I'm still of the mind they've shown us a bit too much.
I don't think they showed us too much on this trailer.
No. Yeah, it's still very.
I can totally see your point in the previous trailers. Absolutely, this trailer, no, this is all they're just showing us spectacle and they're getting us incredibly hyped, and then they're making us sad that it's leaving us.
Although I'd argue that one scene with Rey and Kylo is a little.
I don't think so. I'll
But at the same time, did we need to see it? Did it need to be in there? It's like
no, I don't
it's
think
not
they're
even
teaming
for a full
up. I think
second.
they're fighting in that. It's just like a slash because they're both facing each other. Like, and she's got a dagger in hand. Like, we'll get to it.
All right.
Let's break it down, Dools.
Okay.
So let's turn up the fucking volume first.
As we can have fucking copyrights.
No one listens, Dools. It's fine. So you get. By the way, did you see the spoof video of someone dressed up as George Lucas and they were reacting to this trailer?
No.
They're like, "Oh, look at that! Yeah, hey, another paycheck for Daddy." as soon as Lucasfilms come up. All right, shot starts, and we're in a forest planet. He's one hoping that it's Endor. Rey comes in. She's being chased by one of the.
That'd be cool, wouldn't it? Because I
It'd be
mean,
fucking awesome.
it's like a nod to the last film of the original trilogy as
Return,
well.
yeah. So that's Leia's helmet from her speeder bike in Return of the Jedi. So that's another nod.
Wait, is it actually?
Yes. How
How do you know?
Because, like,
What's that doing there?
we'll find out on December 17th.
But how do you know? What, it's identical? How do you know it's Leia's?
Well, it's either that or she's been riding it's a speeder bike helmet.
Oh,
It's the
okay,
one
yeah.
that, But, like, the one that Leia took off, it's identical.
But wouldn't they all look identical? I just don't understand. Why is it Leia's?
'Cause I don't know.
All right, okay.
Because that's the only one we've seen. So she's got the little droid following her that Jedi's train off, and it could be the one that's in the Millennium Falcon. That would make sense.
It's an instinct.
Or maybe it's a little Force illusion. The
Maybe.
helmet. Yeah.
Potentially it does. Good little transition there, I thought. I thought it was
it's
fucking
cool.
sick. Do you reckon this is in Death Star? I reckon this is in the Death Star.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, they're definitely. That's another thing they're not shy about showing is that it's definitely confirmed they wade into the wreckage of the Death Star, which, I mean, because didn't it blow up to the same extent that first one did?
Yeah.
And I mean, that was obliterated.
Yeah.
Obliterated has. Looks like it's still pretty intact.
A little bit of it.
So
a little
anyway,
bits of it.
Anyway.
A feeling.
So does that mean that Finn is confirmed to be Force sensitive?
I don't know. I mean, even if he is, it's like this is likely the last time we're seeing the character, so I don't know what we can do with that. I think Finn and Poe are going to be sidelined. It's definitely going to focus on Rey and Kylo.
We're gonna get some sick fucking pilot shots. Every new trilogy movie, we've got an amazing pilot scene with Poe. Like we had that's one of a hell of a pilot in Force Awakens. Then him taking down the cannons in the Dreadnought in the second one.
Yeah,
incredible. Fuck, it was so good. In Last Jedi, but yeah, could be that Finn's Force sensitive. We'll see.
Yeah. I think he's just a believer in the Force. Yeah. I think he's just...
That's a fucking
he's in awe of Rey's power, so...
I rewound it. I still love seeing that shot. It's one of my favourite shots of the entire trailer.
Dope.
The Force brought us together.
Imagine if this is Endor. Like, look how gorgeous that is. Then we get a shot that, like,
people are crowding around Lando.
Yeah, and you got Lando. I think Poe's doing a speech. You got C-3PO's
Admiral
there.
son.
Yep, absolutely. Ooh, sorry. It's probably just giving a pep talk, or maybe he's there telling everybody to lay.
So they're going back to their kind of guerrilla route. We're seeing a rebellion which is in tatters. Obviously,
I think this is also everyone coming together after
the distress call came out. So
exactly.
Lando finally shows up. A little bit late.
A little bit late.
But actually, also from what we understand, this might be like set a year or so after.
Yeah.
Last Jedi. So
so this could be
could be immediately after. This could be the start of the film. This could actually be the start of the film, and it's like immediately after Jedi, and then we have the time skip immediately after this scene, and then we cut to Rey training. And anyway, so
absolutely.
We're not alone. The people will
Your favorite character is back, Dools?
keep going.
fight if we lead them.
Can I just say
Make him Nathan Drake.
I was gonna say he looks like he's straight out of Uncharted.
I think there's actually a
We're talking
still
about
from
Oscar
the
Isaac Poe.
There's actually a still from this trailer, or one of the other trailers, where they're on the desert planet, please be Tatooine, and he's got like the scarf, and he legit looks like Drake from Uncharted 3.
Oh man, even Finn looks sick in this. Like their costume designer awesome. So we got shut the fuck up. We get the spaceship that's out of A New Hope. That's Leia's. I think it's called the Crusader, where it's the one that she was first captured in the beginning of A New Hope.
People keep telling me they know me. No one does.
They're on the wreckage of the Death Star. Then we get.
That's so cool.
Then we get a fucking incredible. Okay. Well, sorry, I meant to.
And the swell of the music in that moment.
Oh, it's so good. But you can also see you can also see if you look the rain and the sea is getting evaporated off the lightsabers. It's all for this. So Kylo, I think, is my favorite character of the new saga, the new trilogy. I think he's fucking awesome, and I really hope they do him well in this movie.
To be honest, they're all a bit paper thin though. Like they all just seem like these kind of like protagonists for the plot. Like there's nothing interesting about each of the characters.
Really?
Well, I mean, I think maybe the most complex is Finn because he makes that very harsh decision for himself at the start of episode 7.
I like that. I get what you mean with Poe. Poe's just there to be a cool dude, basically.
Yeah, Poe's the Han Solo without the character development. Like he's like Han Solo that we see at the beginning of New Hope, and then doesn't have that character development in Empire and Return. And we're up to the last film, so I mean, there's only so much they can do.
I disagree with Kylo though.
No, Kylo. Well, but at the same time, he's Anakin. I mean, he's Anakin through and through. So, and Rey, I just don't think.
I don't think so. I think he's desperate to be Anakin. I don't think he's Anakin at all.
Well, no, he's kind of that pouty, petulant child the Anakin from the prequels. I think he's Attack of the Clones Anakin.
Anakin fell evil like at the drop of a hat because he always had that in him.
Oh,
he's
and Kylo
desperate.
didn't?
No, but he's desperate to be. I don't think he is. He's just desperate to be that. That's why he killed Han, because he's like, I have to do this. And then he killed Snoke because again he's not Anakin. He didn't straight away turn, Anakin took fucking...
But it was quickly
years.
revealed he was just like, well, now let's take over the galaxy together.
Yeah, but he
and,
didn't
like,
do that. He literally said, let's get rid of the Empire. Let's get rid of
But he was ready to
Resistance, start
destroy the
something new.
Yeah, but he was ready to destroy it all. I mean, he's unhinged.
Yeah, because good versus evil is just always going to be conflict, and he wanted to start something new that had
I don't
no
know, man.
conflict.
Yeah, but and then you just get this unhinged, whingy child fighting against Luke, being like, "Oh, you pulled out your lightsaber." And,
Yeah, because
and-
he trusted
and-
the guy, and he woke up one night and he thought he was going to kill him.
well,
It was his uncle, basically.
he
It
kind
wasn't.
of he had it coming from the sounds of it. As much as I thought Luke was in the wrong there, and I hated that Luke did that because that's just so out of character for him as well.
It's not off character at all. At all.
Okay.
Luke is shown so much rage in the original trilogy. You got to think about it, Dawes. You got to think about it.
Yeah, he's gonna kill his defenseless nephew. Has
Yeah, but like he was scared because he thought that another Vader was going to happen, and he can't have that happen again. We get a fucking gorgeous shot of like a glacier.
we're gonna have a
planet.
proper. I think the week before Rise of Skywalker, we're gonna have like an in-depth like discussion, breakdown all these little arguments.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I reckon we do like one movie a week or something.
What if this is Cloud City and it's just like this is the result of like I don't know, kind of environmental catastrophe?
That'd be cool. Well, it'd also be awesome if like this is an upside down shot and it'd be like one of those JJ awesome cinematography. where it just
Maybe
flips.
its sun, maybe Cloud City's sun was destroyed by the First Order or something, and that would create because it's literally a Cloud City, so it kind of froze because
Yeah.
it had no sun.
No, that'd be sick.
Oh, God.
We're onto something. We're onto
Orlando's in it, man.
Bespin. Yeah.
It fucking looks like it a bit. Yeah,
Yeah, because that looks like a skyline, doesn't it? Down there. And up there.
Yeah.
Looks awesome. So, long have I waited, says the Emperor. This is
So, what's the Iron Throne doing?
So this is the
Yes.
original concept of what the Emperor's throne would look like from Empire Strikes Back.
Mm.
There was drawings where it's literally this identical to what they thought that the Emperor throne should look like. So it's a great little callback to the original trilogy. So we get the Superstar Destroyers coming up from the ice. Amazing shot of all these
So
rebellion
apparently,
ships.
apparently this is
Ghost.
the ship from
Rebels.
Rebels.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we got Ghost, the ship from Rebels. We get the freighter from Force Awakens. That's the one that Han and Chewie were first on.
But that's random because if they're not in it, then it's just like, well, that's just like...
It could be Kanja Club. We get the... I'm thinking that's one of the clone ships from Clone Wars. Maybe.
Rex.
Yeah. Could be... Oh, man. There's just so much.
Yeah, this just looks like the entire galaxy coming together in one final stand.
Oh.
So it's pretty cool.
Can't wait. Cannot wait.
Do you think Billy's leading the charge in this scene? Billy and Chewie?
Oh, that'd be epic. If is he still wearing Han's clothes like he did at the end of Empire?
Yeah, it's just like I love the Family Guy parody. It's like, did you're just wearing Han's clothes? Isn't that a little weird? And then Peter looks at the camera. No, seriously, go back and watch Empire Strikes Back. He's literally wearing Han's clothes, and there's no explanation as to why that happens.
It's so true. It's so weird.
He just finds like Han's clothes in the cupboard. It's just like, yeah, okay.
Oh wait, actually, I just noticed another ship. Sorry, I'm just going back and forth. Down here, that's one of the Resistance motherships. The one that it's Leia's mothership basically before whatever happens. So she might still be on there. They're there as well. We got them. Fuck man, there's so much. Amazing. Yeah, he looks like Nathan Drake. Straight up.
Yeah.
Amazing fight scene. Love that little skeeter freight going towards the
Death
Death
Star.
Star.
What are you doing there, 3PO?
Taking one last look, sir. At my friends.
Who I've just met.
Oh, Dools. So what do you think's happening here?
I don't know. I mean, it could be a red herring, but at the same time, I think you're not going to have the finale and not have some deaths.
So I reckon he's either getting his conscious transferred over to the ship, or they're going back into his memories.
And they're sending the Millennium on a suicide run or something.
Potentially.
Dude, let's be honest. Now that we know what the ships can do with light speed, this war should be over very quickly. I mean, are you fucking kidding? Don't you think, as dope as that was, that did ruin things a little bit. Admit it. Come on, because now
they got limited ship stalls.
But you just get droids to pilot all the ships. You send them up, light speed, boom, done. That is a gaping plot hole now. that all the films have to reckon with. Oh God, you know it right. That's why I laugh.
You are right, 100%. But so the previous trailer, the one before this, it showed a shot with C-3PO with red eyes. So I reckon that something.
What happened to his red arm? Did they? Because he had that in Force Awakens. Did he have it in Jedi?
No, they got it replaced.
Oh, okay.
He said he found parts. Yeah, no, classic. I reckon they might be going back through his memories to find something about.
Yeah, so they're doing some risky procedure which he may or may not come back from.
Yeah, it could be that. Amazing fucking.
Well, hold on, sorry, real quick.
Shot.
I think we pretty much do have to confirm Endor for that opening shot, because where else would the Death Star be?
It could be on.
It was hovering right over it.
Yeah, but there's planets all around Endor. But I agree. I think it is Endor.
But I mean,
could be the moon of Endor.
But I mean, I think she goes to Endor and then that then draws her to wherever the bits of the Death Star is.
I agree. I love this tracking shot. JJ loves these shots.
Wonder how many lens flares we're going to get. There's one.
There's one.
Oh my God.
We get a hug between Leia and Rey.
And Luke's voiceover. That's the destiny of the Jedi.
Yeah, what does he say? The confronting fears. That's the destiny of the Jedi. Oh, amazing. Fuck, I'm so hyped. You get Lando going on a fucking suicide mission towards a Star Destroyer. You get horses running along the top of a Star Destroyer. Amazing showdown, looks like it, in the chamber of the Emperor.
So that looks like what was a little...
like a monument with the helmet on it?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, so I guess you are right that maybe
They're both, like, fighting each other, basically. That's what I think. I reckon that's like a slash that just went like that. But another little thing to point out, see if I can get it. That's Chewie's belt, and that's Chewie's bowcaster. That's Chewie's ammo belt.
Where's the caster?
You can see that's one of the heads of the bow. And it comes out this way.
Oh, so he's put it down that thing behind there.
Potentially. They might have kidnapped Chewie or something.
I'm not convinced. I mean, there's so many belts that look like that.
Sure.
But yeah, okay, that's interesting.
So we get all the horses running along a giant fucking Star Destroyer. What do you reckon?
Are they horses or do we?
They look like horses.
Are they those things from Canto Bight? Maybe.
No. Those look like fucking. Those look shit. They're not there. These got hair all over them as well.
Yeah, okay.
This is what they look like.
Oh, right, yeah, they are more horse looking.
But this looks epic as fuck.
Yeah. Those people will be the Ewoks of the movie. These random, like, kind of, like, tribal characters who have just, be like, yeah, we're here now.
Do you reckon we get Ewoks?
That'd be... I hope not. I think we'll see them, because I think we're probably going to Endor, so I think we will see them, yeah.
Okay. Which I'm all for. The Force will be with you.
Now, just pause. So what is she looking at? I feel like... I don't know, I think this is her confrontation with Palpatine, and she's kind of like, got Luke and Obi-Wan whispering in her ear, and...
I reckon Luke, Obi-Wan,
I think
Yoda,
she'll have just...
Leia.
I think Rey will kind of maybe be incapacitated or something. Something will happen, and she'll wake up. Anakin, Obi-Wan, Luke, like, Force Ghosts, all there. Her family.
Hayden Christensen
will be in this movie. I'm like 99.9% sure he will be.
I'd be all for it.
This is the last one. I just I think he's in it, and I think they'll give her like a pep talk, and then she'll go back, and then she'll just absolutely ruin Sidious. So yeah. Well,
December 20th for America.
yeah, I think, do we get like a few days early?
We get 17th. We get it 4 days earlier. Because of the time. It's
pretty fucking hard as.
It's not bad. It's not bad. Have you got we got the tickets, midnight launch, right?
Oh no, I think it's the 19th for us, but we see it that Wednesday, 18th, midnight.
Right.
Yep. So it's a day early, technically.
Still, yeah, huge. Awesome. So we see it the midnight of the
Wednesday. Yep.
Okay, cool. Nice, Dools.
Yes.
Nice, man. Do you want to close us off?
That's been the More Cops on G podcast. We've really enjoyed your company today. Hope you've enjoyed ours as much as you could have. Is there anything I'm forgetting, mate? Before we
Where can they
off?
find us, Dools?
Instagram, Twitter.
Can they?
Look, are we there? Yeah. Should you file a missing persons report? Not just yet. Not just yet. Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, all your podcast services. I think Podbean just, is it like that just puts us on multiple places? Is that what the idea is?
Yep.
Or is Podbean just its own thing?
Podbean's both. It's its own hosting platform, but it also seeds out to other platforms.
That's cool. What's your podcast platform of choice?
Right now, Spotify.
Yeah, I just use the stock Apple Podcast app. It's pretty reliable.
Yeah,
pretty
nice.
good. Yeah. So that's us. Thanks for tuning in. Let's just all collectively pray that the new Ghostbusters, it can be whatever it's going to be. Probably not very good, but let's all really come together and hope that the new Bond movie is good, because we need it. We need one. We need a win. Thank you and good night.
Have a good one.